even that served a purpose. Speaking of
yeah,
the whole
well, you
band
know what?
case back in the 70s.
Yeah, everything serves a purpose to a point. I mean, like I say, alcohol serves a purpose. I like to drink, but I don't drink 24 hours a day.
Right.
It's like I don't.
Things in moderation.
See, I don't wake up with a desire to down a six-pack. I know really, I've known hardcore alcoholics and some who are members of AA, and because they would down a six-pack on their way to work in the morning, and that's when you're far gone. That's when you're lost, and so I think the problem with internet porn is you do want it first thing in the morning, and then you want it in the afternoon, and then you want it in the evening. And I think what it comes down to is like if your kid wants you to read her a book, but all you want to do is go out and get a six-pack, then you've got a drug problem. And at the same time, if your little girl wants you to read her a book, but all you can think about is like you're sitting there, okay, reading her the story, but all you want to do is get done with it so you can go upstairs and yank off the porn on your computer. You've got an addiction. See,
right?
You've got a problem. And I speak like this from experience because I believe I have an addictive personality. We probably all do, but some more than others. And I try to keep my addictions in check, and the way I do that is like I just don't go there. And I made a conscientious decision probably in my 20s, when because I had reached a point after my first divorce in 1981. I was a young man. I was like 21. I was pretty devastated by it. Looking back, it was laughable that I felt as dark as I did, but I was very devastated by it. I found myself drinking early in the day and throughout the day, and I actually wanted to become an alcoholic. I was so depressed. But I got through that, and I made a conscientious decision that no, I'm not going to drink in the morning, and I'm not going to drink in the middle of the day and that sort. And to this day, I don't, unless I'm out, by the lake in the summertime or I'm on vacation or something. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's like
right.
to me. I believe, like a dog does a trick, you give it a treat, and I try to treat myself the same way. I get the work done, take care of reality, take care of business, try to deal with relationships, and then party, then tie one on. But don't, because when that shit becomes your focus from morning to night, you've got that's addiction. That's where it's a problem. That's where relationships fall apart, your work falls apart, and your life falls apart. And the internet can be the call of the sirens. I don't know if you remember. I think that was Tales of Ulysses, where they were the song of the sirens. They had to tie him.
They had to tie him to the mast. The sailors were instructed. It's an old Greek tale. The sailors were instructed to cover their ears so they wouldn't hear the siren's song.
The nymphos, and then come get us, and what would happen is the ship would just crash on the rocks, I believe, right? And they'd all drowned.
I think it was Ulysses also had them tie him to the mast so that he could hear the siren's song.
Right. And see, like, your show and Deb's show, and it's productive. We talk, we learn. We fart around, and and but the subject matter I mean, look at us tonight. We're talking about all kinds of things. We're talking about books. We're talking about the concepts of time.
I don't think we've left any stones unturned tonight, Pete. That's for damn sure. I don't think we've left any stone unturned tonight.
Well, we haven't talked about alien life. There's a whole other subject I'm fascinated with. But yeah, it's like there's deeper things, and it's like we all we're not always in the mood to get deep, but I'm a deep thinker. I like to. I know you are, and there's just there's so many interesting things to discuss. But I think going back to the lowest common denominator, which is whether it's hardcore porn or our low common denominator pop culture, which just assumes that we all got the minds of an 8-year-old. That's the easy way out. It's easy. I know there's people like that don't want to think. It's like, don't get deep on me. You know what I mean? Because it's easier just to be like a dog, and kind of just go through life, not really getting. And we all know people like that, just kind of like, you talk like this, and they just kind of stare at you like, I can't add anything to this.
You see the glaze over. You see the glaze over, and they're gone. But all that being said, Pete, I'm looking at my Skype account here, and I'm down to my last 55 cents. So
I got you, buddy. Okay, so we'll wrap it up.
We might need to wrap this up a little bit before you get cut off.
No, that's fine. That's fine. Yeah, and then you can finish out the show doing what you want to do.
Oh, yeah. Well, but you know what, I really and truly do appreciate you coming on, Pete. And it holds true to with like a lot of my interviews. You never know what's going to happen or what's going to get talked about. And the one thing I like is to delve into who the musician is. Let people get to know you a little better. And I could say we definitely did a little bit of that tonight.
Well, yeah, you don't want to spend like 2 hours or whatever just talking about. Yeah, I can't spend 2 hours just talking about my freaking new album. I mean, after 10 minutes, we said everything. Okay, there's 11 songs we talked about. We're talking about something else. And I know nothing bores me more sometimes than listening to musicians just go on and on and on about the studio and what kind of amps they use and what kind of guitar strings their bass player. It's like, are we really that interested in that? Maybe for a while.
Yeah, for a while.
That's why I could spend. I tell you, like. I would love to do a show like you do. I don't think I could commit to it with my schedule and everything because you got to have some regularity. But I swear I would love to do and just do this kind of thing. Just have people call in and just talk about, religion and space and the concept of time, all the things we talked about here. These are things that I could just. Oh God, I could never stop. It's eternal. It's fun stuff. Or just books. I would love to do a show like call it all about books or whatever, the love of reading, and just have people just talking about books because I love the written word. I love literature, and libraries are with all this talk about the internet. To me, libraries are still the best places. They're great places. I love libraries. I just love libraries.
It goes back to the whole Jeffersonian. Thomas Jefferson said that a young man starting out in life, the only capital he has is books, and it's the most important capital he'll ever have.
Yeah, books are wonderful. And, people don't read enough. Even people that buy books don't finish them. Another statistic, too many statistics. 10% of people think there's too many statistics. That's a joke. But anyway, I think something like even people that buy books don't even finish them. Only 10% of people that actually will buy a book will actually finish. Can you imagine? And the average new release at a Borders, your brand new hardcover release, like in the new release section, is like $25 to $30.
Right.
I couldn't see spending that kind of money for a book and not finishing it. But
nor I
people
myself.
Because they're ADD. They don't have the patience to get through 300 or 400 pages.
Right.
All right, buddy. Well, cut me off whenever you do. I don't want to ramble on again and run over. And so thanks for having me.
Pete, thank you so much for coming on. I really do appreciate it.
It was nice, Jack. Thank you. Happy holidays to you
same to you, man.
Everyone else out there. And as we wrap up this year, look forward to our continued friendship in the new year, man.
Oh, hell yeah. You better believe it, brother.
All right, brother.
But anyway, Pete, thank you so much for coming on tonight. Do appreciate it, and I'll be talking at you soon, all right?
All right, later, buddy. And everybody out there, love you all. Have a great holiday, and Happy New Year. Bye-bye.
Happy holiday, and Happy New Year to you too, Pete. Oh, he's gone. All right. Wow, that came almost to the wire. I'm down to like my last 48 cents on the Skype account. Whoa.